knows? Is Streamlabs being overly optimistic as to what my internet connection and such can handle? So anyways, we're back on Crater Island. We need to find our other islands, because I'm still missing 2.
I don't know what you just changed, but it now seems to be streaming at 1080p 60 FPS.
Nope. I am streaming at 30. If anything else is happening, that's Twitch.
Yeah, well, it says source 1080p 60.
It's lying.
Well, the resolution at FPS doesn't matter as much as the bandwidth.
Yeah, and I just basically kneecapped the bitrate.
Yep. You can kneecap the bitrate and still stream at 1080p 60. Oh, there's buffering again, but it was nowhere near as bad that time.
Okay. So what the heck am I missing?
Obviously suggests maybe if you flash a naval on your stream, you will get allocated... No, maybe if you flash a naval, your stream will get allocated more bandwidth.
Ah, no, that's an idea. Except I don't think I can pull that off.
Maybe if we pulled it off together.
Oh, there's an idea. Okay, that's the crazy minecart. That'll take us back up to... I have missed a turn somewhere, Newbie.
Where are you trying to get right now?
Anywhere that's not one of the 4 islands we've already been to.
So right now, you're stuck on these 4 islands. You cannot reach the 5th island from the progression point that you're at.
Correct. So the only other puzzle we had left was the animals thing over on Village Island.
You can do the animals thing. But I don't know if you've already... I have been kind of paying attention to the technical aspects and not actually watching the stream. I do apologize. Have you gone back to each of the domes and written down the colors? I think you did.
Yes. And I'm missing...
Okay.
I'm missing 2. I have 4.
Okay, so...
Well,
Wait, you should only have...
Well, I technically only have 3 because the Crater Island one is the lights burned out.
The lights burned out on that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same primary and secondary colors that we have. I think purple might be the light that is burned out. Simply because I think the purple might be the only primary and secondary color that exists that isn't accounted for with the other lights.
That would make sense. Hi guys. Bye guys. Heck. Right now Twitch sits admins are screaming. Oh yeah. I can't imagine the contortions they have to do to keep something as massive as Twitch running.
Especially with the coronavirus and people specifically streaming more to try to get more income, and people who are having to stay at home watching more streams.
Yep.
Plus, I'm sure that the Twitch servers are undergoing some kind of diminished maintenance capacity due to the whole COVID-19 situation.
I bet.
James was having some issues with Mojang earlier because they're having they said I'm guessing this might have been a mass email, it might not have been, but I got an email about my Mojang account being compromised like 4 days ago, and they locked it for me. Someone tried to change my email address to let me actually read this out. From Mojang. And it is pronounced Mojang, not Mojang.
Learn something new every day.
Well, it's a Scandinavian company, and they pronounce their J as like a Y. That's why Master Chief's armor is pronounced Mjolnir instead of Mjolnir. Or I should say Thor's hammer. It's It's pronounced Mjolnir instead of Mjolnir. Let's see here. Your Mojang account email was changed. The email address associated with your Mojang account has been changed to, and this is how you can really tell that it's fake, because the email address has a mix of capital and lowercase letters in it. Capital VQGO, lowercase j, capital S, lowercase e, 3, lowercase b, capital U, 3, lowercase s, at 13mail.xyz.
That
If you are not the
email
one to
address
request the
just
change.
screams legit.
Yeah. That is, and then a week later, because I was not paying attention to my email, because I've just been so busy, a week later I got a message saying, your Mojang account password has been locked because we don't think that it has been, we think it may have been compromised. And so tonight, while I was helping James with his Mojang issue, I checked my email and got all these notifications recently from Mojang saying, hey, you should probably check your account, make sure that you haven't been compromised. Speaking of which, if anyone is watching the stream, check your Mojang account, make sure that you haven't been compromised. Also check your Nintendo account, make sure that you haven't been compromised there either. Nintendo just released a thing saying that they've had to disable the Nintendo Network ID sign-in because
They
and
suck
that
at
is
online?
specifically, what was that?
Because they suck at doing anything online and didn't design it securely?
They did not design it securely. They designed it weirdly. So the only way you can access or change any network Nintendo Network ID info is from the game console that you're signed into already. And you can only sign into an NNID from a Wii U or 3DS, I think. And so if you ever sold your 3DS and then you got your Nintendo Switch and all the other more recent Nintendo stuff, you can sign into your Nintendo account with a Nintendo Network ID. So if someone has your old 3DS, they can sign into your Nintendo Network account and buy Fortnite V-Bucks or whatever. And I think that might be how I got charged $1,000 recently, like last week, for Fortnite V-Bucks through my Nintendo account, which they have refunded me. Nintendo went and investigated and refunded me for it all. And I'm just waiting for that to actually post onto my bank account. But they've apparently released a statement about it, and they've disabled being able to sign into a Nintendo account using a Nintendo Network ID, because that just wasn't a secure enough situation or secure enough platinum platform for them to actually use.
You must keep your platinum secure. That's best practice.
Yes. Anyone who plays Warframe knows that.
Okay, I just realized I'm missing a piece for this. Actually, I'm missing 5 pieces. I need the numbers off the orbs.
So thankfully, I've already Discorded you the orbs and their numbers and the sounds that they would make by your own description. If you want to go back and look at all the orbs again, you can. Right. I will say this, you cannot swim in this game.
I only have the one.
Scroll up more, because you found that one way after you found the others.
Ah, okay. Okay. So, as I bring up James, I hear platinum, and the first thing I think of is EverQuest.
I never played EverQuest.
Oh, you missed out. It's totally
I could never really get into many MMO RPG games. The only one I really played for any length of time was RuneScape.
EverQuest was interesting in that it was more heavy on the RPG than the MMO. Yeah, there were a lot of people, but you also had to do a lot of the hard work yourself.
Interesting. Sounds kind of like the complete opposite of Mist Online Uru Live, where there was no RPG, only MMO, and you all got together and solved puzzles together. Almost everything in the game can be solved alone, but it is designed in such a way that it's more fun to solve with others. Like, you get 8 people or 4 people in one age all together at the same time, and everyone's like pulling levers and finding out what does what, and then someone says, hold up, everyone stop, you press that button, and then they press the button, and then you pull your lever, and then the thing works, and everyone's just like, yeah, we figured it out.
Okay. And then the last one was 2.
In EverQuest, you started talking to NPCs by saying, "Hail NPC name."
Right.
They read back what they say and reply back to them in chat. Really?
Yep. You actually had to type in EverQuest.
For some reason, it censored that text in your stream, even though I can read it on the mod view, so
What the heck?
let me see if I have to do something in mod view for that.
EverQuest, you started talking to NPCs by saying hail NPC name, then read what they say
No.
and reply to them back in chat. They also had multiple languages you could learn and so on. I don't know why you got censored, James.
Yeah. That was only censored apparently on the stream view, so that must have been something that Streamlabs did.
Odd.
Maybe
Oh.
because the message was so long.
Oh, you know what? I think I might know what it is. So chat on a stream is basically a HTML5 thing, and I think it might have caught the NPC name angle brackets as an HTML code and tried to filter that. That would make sense, honestly.
Well, now you know, angle brackets are illegal on Twitch.
Angle brackets are like things that don't come in fives. You can't do them here.
Things like, who are the Blackborough gnolls?
Yep.
I'm a gnoll! I'm not a gnolf.
Okay, so thank you for pointing those out to me in the Discord, newbie. So the first one was just found floating, which I think we decided was the fish, and that had the number 1 associated with it.
Correct. That one also, because you can't swim in this game, you have to just kind of look at the number without listening to it.
Yes, there's number 1. Number 2 is the beetle.
Also, if you're trying to solve this puzzle for the stream, your paint window is up over it again.
Oh, gosh darn it. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay, let's do the beetle. Nope, that's the lark.
Beetle, I think, is left one. No.
More.
No. Yes.
That one, right?
Yeah, that's the beetle. It's the same silhouette as the water.
Okay. And then number 3. I'm switching windows like a madman back here. Number 3 was the frog. Okay. That was the frog with the weird. This guy, his head is an eye.
Yep. This reminds me so much of the constellation puzzle from Myst.
Yeah, I can see why. Okay, and then number 4, Discord. Number 4 was the things that make the goat sounds, which means that's going to be the sunner.
Yep, you would call those goats.
This guy? Big flippers, big beaks, I think that's it.
Yep, that's the center.
And then
I think you can unpress one and it'll back up without you having to redo all of them.
Oh, that's helpful.
Also, before you solve it, you might want to try approaching the wall if it even lets you, so you can actually see what's up there.
It actually does not.
Well, you're supposed to be able to see it now, but you'll realize exactly what it is in a little bit once the cutscene plays.
Okay, so we need the work.
Was it 5 the work?
5 was the work, yep. Okay. We did our 5s, now what?
Well, your mouse disappeared.
Oh, that was water the whole time?
Yep. And it's being drawn out along the paths as I don't know how they apply heat to this to make that happen, but
I call Gen/Rivenese magical pseudo-technology BS.
James would like to say, Floggy, where are you?
That's the thing on the box of the game.
It is, which means that the game box for Riven has a picture of something that is not actually in Riven.
This is a whole nother age.
James, you do realize that the voice actor for Big the Cat is the same voice actor for Duke Nukem?
I didn't know that either. Also, I'm going to save here because this called a hunch.
Welcome to the third age you've been in this game, if you count Denis from the intro video.
Oh, crap. Oh. I got shot.
Oh, you died. They're gonna stab your lever and dump you off the side of the cliff now.
No sense of hospitality in this age, I swear to God.
No, they're rebels. What do you expect from rebels?
Do I look like Gen? Actually, do I look like Gen?
I hope not.
Watch, they're gonna come out with Mist 6 or something.
I don't know what they just said.
It's very quiet. Sound like an alarm in the background almost.
Wake up, it was all a dream this whole game. Yay! You got the UFO ending.
Hey, they caught you too? Oh, wrong game. Well, I'm not stabbed, I don't think. I have a bowl now. Interesting. The artwork in here is amazing, by the way.
I would say it's the design that's really amazing.
Or the design, yeah.
Yeah.
This whole scene, it kind of reminds me of a, you know that Van Gogh Starry Night painting? Just with
I was going to say Tim Burton, but I think if Tim Burton and Van Gogh had a baby...
Yeah. I could see that. That's very Halloween-y. Or Nightmare Before Christmas. Blech.
Can we get some weenies in chat?
Oh dear, I think we are stuck here. Oh. Rule number 3 of Myst: when your mouse cursor disappears, shit's going down.
Or coming up.
Hello.
Katrina now da saya palo. Yapai manay yelepo. Yotisai.
The book!
Bekaretere wirape yelo kene falapo. Tisai. Why te falupe?
Do they ever translate these?
I will look up the translation for you. You're not supposed to know what she says.
Okay. Hey, we have our stuff now. We have our trap book, and we have...
We just got 2 books.
Yep. And God, more horrible cursive.
Do you want me to read it all for you?
Shit, I just skipped a cutscene too. Oh, that's the exit.
James does not know how to do smotes in Twitch. I'm guessing he means emotes. So you literally have to type the word of the emote that you want. It is not translated in New Game Plus. You shut up. Don't give him hope.
Yeah, Twitch emotes, if you want to type Kappa, you just type Kappa.
Yeah, like capital K, A, P, P, A.
They are case sensitive.
Like I just did, but with no spaces.
Okay, so I think we're safe here, so let's go through this. Nuvi, if you would, please.
Sure. I linked to Riven a week ago. The smell of the place overwhelmed me moments before I could see anything. With my sight only partially cleared, I stood motionless, peering ahead through a dim veil which was slowly lifting. There was a violent bang, and that's really hard for me to just say. You know what? I'm just...
There was a violent...
Yeah, I remember seeing a Let's Player on YouTube playing through the Myst games, all of them, and his primary complaint was, it is so hard to read the cursive.
Gen was a little bit tricky. This is damn near illegible. I remember...
I just pulled up a transliteration. There was a violent clang, and bars appeared. I remember breathing slowly and very deeply, tasting the familiar Riven air, but not recognizing a thing. I must have been hit with the dart right away. I thought it was an insight bite at first. I'm trying to remember it all, but it's difficult. Maybe because of the drug. There was a voice. A man I did not recognize stood before me. Rivenese, though he was wearing dunny dress. He seemed to be talking to me, but the poison was already taking effect. A shadow crept in, and I fell asleep. Then there were many voices, but I understood none of them, like hundreds of people whispering. I couldn't wake up. No matter. The dream did end. And now, to be here with Etty. It's been so many years, I didn't realize how much I'd missed her. Like a piece of me that I'd forgotten I'd lost. She's beautiful and so full of warmth. But the years have also left her with a wound, which was not there when we were children.
Gotta stop you 1 sec, there's a paper here.
I write quickly from my prison. Hang on. Nella will return your book which the moiety intercepted upon your arrival. After questioning her, I've concluded that it was written by Atris for a very specific purpose. Gen will desire to use it, although he may have suspicions. If you can find my prison, you will still need the combination to release me. Gen keeps it in his office. Then, I assume, we're to signal Atris. I think I know how it might be done, but don't signal him before I am released. Catherine.
So that's how we got our stuff back.
I do wish she were more interested. It seems like I'm asking all the questions. It's awkward. No one asks me where I've been or what I've been doing. This hurts, but I understand it. Their beliefs are born out of ignorance and oppression. They are a gentle people, but they've had their nest destroyed, and now they're frantically clinging to anything that might save them. But why have they chosen to cling to me? I'm confused. As a child, I always felt out of place here. I never belonged. They misunderstood me, and I couldn't relate to them, but now I'm overwhelmed by an intense feeling that I owe everything to them, and this place. I thought I would never see them again, and yet I'm here. I've been given this second chance, but a second chance at what? Saving them? Fulfilling their prophecies? Being their savior? The moiety. Atris would want me to chronicle all that I've learned. At least I can at least record some of it. It seems that when Atris and I trapped Gen on Riven many years ago, our efforts were witnessed by most of the inhabitants here. 2 of the Rivenese even witnessed the confrontation with Gen at the fissure, where I linked back to Mist and where Atris threw himself into the abyss. Of course, they understood little of what they were seeing, but they somehow were able to guess that we had won, that Gen was no god at all, but only a feeble impostor, a false god, and that we trapped him here on Riven. I always hoped they would deduce this simple truth, but their further conclusions have astonished me. Atris had stripped Gen of his power. Therefore, Atris must be a true god. As a god, he was choosing me, the spiritual misfit from a Rivenese womb, to be his wife. I was transcending into deity and would lord over Riven forever. Thus the moiety, as they call themselves, were born. A dissident society sworn enemies of Gen. I did not know of their beliefs regarding Atris and myself until 2 days ago. Etty was, for some reason, hesitant to tell me. I can't figure out why. I know she doesn't believe these things. Of course, everyone else assumed that I would be aware of my own god status, so they made no effort to inform me. I only realized it at a recent gathering to which I was invited. I sat at the front of a dimly lit and crowded cave, and they told me a mythical story of my own life. Acting out the battle between Atris, myself, and Gen at the edge of the fissure, the events had been exaggerated into grandiose proportions. It was offensive, but I was unable to stop it. I was unable to break the illusion, which is the very foundation of their hope and purpose, and which has given them courage to band together and to rebel against Gen. Since then, I have learned of other doctrines and beliefs that have evolved since, the most disturbing of which is the conviction that one day I would return to Riven to free them. Some believe that I will overthrow Gen, others believe that I will bring them into paradise. I don't know how to deal with this. I fight it myself. I love these people, my only real kindred, but they will not leave me as an equal. They will not love me as an equal, which hurts me. I would rather be their slave than their master. Over the years, as Gen's power has become greater and greater, the moiety's numbers have grown, and they have become more and more adept at hiding themselves. They now live in a complex network of caves that he has still not discovered. The moiety, for the most part, have completely severed their relationship with any of the Rivenese that chose against joining them, but I hope they've not sacrificed vital limbs in order to remove the cancer. Even Father and Enant are still on the surface in Gen's domains, and I long to see them, but a dimness shrouds Etty's face every time I've mentioned them. Since this break took place, they have interfered with the surface in superficial ways, occasionally sabotaging one of Gen's constructions or stealing food from the villagers. They wear strange masks and costumes during their short forays to the island's surface and take this regalia very seriously, refusing to be seen by anyone outside the moiety unless they are properly attired. They get much pleasure out of the fact that those on the surface are frightened by these costumes, calling them evil spirits or ghosts. It was during one of these expeditions that they fortuitously rescued me from one of Gen's guards when I first appeared on the island. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have been delivered to Gen immediately. I have no doubt that he's now searching for me. Of course, I am now aware that I was fooled. Atris is not here. I was at first devastated by this realization. Now I am thankful. He would be in extreme peril here. Also, there is a quiet inner voice, an echoing remnant, that wants him far away. I have just witnessed an age dying, gasping its last breath. Today, I ventured to the surface to see what has become of this island. I hoped it would not be as bad as the moiety had reported. It was worse. They have become slowly accustomed to a steady decay, but I was devastated. The lips from which the kiss is wrought has fallen words that will fall cold breath. The womb from which the cry released has suffered hurt will suffer death. To get to the surface, we had to travel through a complex series of doors and passages. Before the last of these doors, they offered me a weapon, which I accepted, and then a mask. I held the mask in my hands for a while, wondering what sort of terror it might invoke in those members of my family who still live on the surface. But I also knew that I must keep my identity hidden from Gen's ever-vigilant eye, so I accepted it as well. Then together, we swam a short expanse and emerged out of the surface of the ocean under a rocky overhang. The harsh sunlight made my eyes sting, but the fresh, rich air was exhilarating after these past weeks in the dank caves. The two men with me were silent, communicating only with hand signals. The three of us emerged from our hiding place and made our way to the top of the plateau. At the edge of a thick and overgrown area of the forest, they stopped, peered through the foliage for a moment, and then turned to me as if awaiting my command. But I could not respond. In fact, I found it difficult to move. I was smelling, hearing, and breathing my youth. This swept over me in a matter of seconds, but in seconds more, all feeling was gone. There was numbness. We did not stay long on the surface, but it was long enough to see the worst. Riven, which was once one island, has split apart into 5 distinct pieces about half a mile apart. 4 of these have been claimed by Gen as his exclusive domain. Only his ministers and personal militia are ever allowed access to them. From my vantage point at the edge of the forest, I could see 3 of these islands. They are stripped of their former beauty and are riddled with Gen's self-absorbed constructions. The moiety rarely visit these closely guarded places. There is another island, which I could not see, as it had evidently crept away to a terrific distance. The moiety are very unclear as to what exists on this island, except for the fact that they know where it is where the great tree used to exist. The forest is located on the island that the surface dwellers and moiety still refer to as Riven, but they also refer to their entire world as Riven. This island is where their village is, which has changed dramatically. It is also the one remaining province of the people, though Gen's influence can be seen everywhere. Of course, I know the reason for the fracturing of the island. The moiety do not. Gen wrote this place, and it will die. As all of Gen's ages eventually die. I feel nothing today. I am nothing. I live in a cave on a dying world, inhabited by people that they are treating me so strangely. They don't know how to relate to a god. I'm still an outcast here. They whisper amongst themselves, talking of my bravery during my exertion to the surface, how I walked across the island bold and unafraid. They don't know me. Even Etty is uncomfortable around me. At times there is no awkwardness, and I am only a Katran to her. But at other times I am something else. I am afraid. There's such a gaunt numbness inside me. Today I do not feel closeness with my people. Neither am I offended by their worship of me. I do not hate Gen. I don't feel anything. I'm not even sure of... At least Nella is still close. I am boiling! I am... Gen is making and writing books. I wish they had told me sooner. Atris should have realized this would happen, of course. Gen would have written all of the materials necessary to the dunny craft of making books into this age and probably every other age he ever wrote. He is attempting to write his way out of here. We did not imprison him. We only delayed him. This age has become his factory, and the people are his machines, all laboring in his mad pursuit to become a god, to carry on his noble Deni cause. So far, he has not been able to produce a fully functional book. Atreus has never believed in destiny, but I don't know what else to call it. It's too perfect. It's too much of a coincidence. They hang on to my every word, though they do not understand them. I am their hope, and now I have returned. I owe this to them. There is no choice. It has been a long time since my last entry. It is hard to recognize, but I have found the Star Fissure. It is located on the island, which the Rivenese called Alapo, meaning water pool, but is referred to the moiety as Alatwan, meaning pool of stars. Having once allowed Atreus to escape this age without leaving an open door behind us, it has since been sealed with a skin of heavy iron. A crude telescope has been mounted over a locked viewport, the combination to which was acquired by the moiety before my arrival. You might want to
Yep.
screenshot that. It's 34123, but
Yep. Got it.
in the early days, the moiety, seeking an escape from Riven, briefly pursued the idea of reopening the fissure. They discovered a small mechanical stop to prevent the scope from hitting the portal window. Ultimately, however, they decided against opening it. I hate to think what would have happened to them if they had not left it alone. I've instructed them to stay away from it. I'm almost certain that with the decayed state of the islands, opening the fissure now would be disastrous. I've heard that in the days immediately following Gen's confinement on Riven, he attempted to determine the feasibility of navigating the stars beneath the fissure, for he had seen the mist book fall from Atreus' hands into that very same space. To this end, he would have people, alleged transgressors of the law, thrown into it so that he could observe their fate. The telescope which still stands there is one he had built for these callous experiments. I just want to stop right there real quick. That has major implications
Oh yeah.
if that's true canon. Because I know where that star fissure goes.
Mm-hmm.
The telescope which still stands there is one he had built for these callous experiments. It is said that they did not die, but what became of them remains a mystery. It appears that the limits of Gen's optics prevented him from learning their fate. The starfield beneath the fissure is not as it seems. It is a gentle space, as hospitable to life as a flowing river. This is how Atreus explained it after he had fallen into it, but much more than that we've never understood. And we were never able to conclude upon its origins, but the visions tell me that it was born out of the will of the Maker, perhaps for some greater purpose that we cannot yet understand. I still remember Atreus' words from his journal. I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse. There must be some greater reason behind it. I neglected to mention it earlier, the unique shape of one of the great daggers which appeared during our escape from Riven. The very dagger that stands vertically at one end of Alatwan has been adopted by the moiety as the symbol of their cause. It is a sacred symbol for them. It is the representation of all of their doctrine, and the representation of me. To deface this symbol is sacrilege. They have their own mythical explanation regarding its sudden origins. I haven't told them that I wrote it into this age along with all the other daggers. It's strange how a young religion can be so unbending, even to their own god. I have tried to dissuade them of the notion that the symbols contain so much power. that the enemy uses this paranoia against them. They are fearful of Gen's symbol and are terrified by his symbolic use of the wark. But they don't want to hear this from me. Perhaps my attempts have even caused some of the younger members of the moiety to doubt that I am Catherine. My rare encounters with those who say they follow Gen have been discouraging. I have hoped to have some communication with the surface dwellers, but they always flee from me. But I have heard news of some of the other villagers' beliefs regarding Gen. Soon after we trapped Gen on Riven, he claimed that he was responsible for the daggers, placing them around the island as a reminder of their failure. In the village circles, it is told that this was a punitive act performed by Gen to mark the beginning of a period of restitution, at the end of which, if they have proven their devotion to him, they will be delivered unto a new and better existence. I will continue to try to reach them. The door is open, and Gen is free. Gen has the ability to create working books. In fact, he had written one age before I arrived, but has kept this accomplishment so well hidden that only his closest ministers were aware, until now. I'm not sure. Perhaps he has written others. Other news, a few years ago, before the moiety were forced into hiding, one of them managed to steal what appeared to be a test book that Gen had intended to destroy. It had been partially written but did not work. They didn't tell me about it until now because they thought it was useless. Back then, none of Gen's books worked. But instead of correcting the problem at its source, he blamed it on the impure wood of the Riven forest and proceeded to engineer a cumbersome mechanical remedy, a complex series of domes, to heal his book's inherent flaws. One of the consequences of this crude solution, however, was that the domes demanded huge amounts of energy, and the related problems delayed his success for quite some time. At last, however, he finished his work and was finally able to link to an age. But he kept his success extremely well hidden. By the way, this is age 233, the books that are currently in all of the domes.
Right.
However, for some reason or another, belligerent pride, he has made modifications to the domes which makes it obvious he is using the domes to breathe life into his half-dead books. Perhaps he means to lure us into using the books in the domes. He can't believe that we would blindly swallow this suicidal bait, but he wouldn't know that we have one of his books, the stolen, burnt book. There is a possibility of having read burnt book. Age it describes would be unsuitable as the new home for the moiety. Must be modified. I will dream. Have requested a group to solve combination that will open the domes. Once open, we can power the burnt book. I do not think Gen will interfere. He will leave the bait. Have begun writing the moiety's age. Now must acquire second book from Gen. There is tension. A strain blurs my vision and my nightmares. Nella and Etty stay close. Much has happened. Almost everything is prepared. We have stolen another book, but I'm concerned. Gen will miss it. We have also discovered the combinations for entering the domes, but we have not discovered the method for powering them. Oh, okay. I just realized something. The reason Gen can't write an age is because he's never written an age without consulting other books.
Yep. He's a plagiarist.
We have also discovered the combinations for entering the domes, but we have not discovered the method for powering them. By powering our burnt book with Gen's domes, we will be able to link to this age, but we will only have access to the domes for a short of time before we are discovered. Therefore, we can only use the domes once. I must find another way to make the books work. The gateway images in Gen's books and our burnt book will all seem to share the same sickness. If they are not powered, the images are black. It might be possible to clear the vision with only... We'll write substance into the moiety age. All is ready. Now all we can do is wait for word from Moyatior-esque, from the Moyatior-esque, who are on the lookout for Gen to power and use the domes. When he does that, we will have access to one of Gen's domes for just long enough. After linking to the age which I've written, I only have to locate the book window substance and refine or adapt it. Laying this window over the gateway image should heal the books and make them work. This will allow me to use the second stolen book and return to Riven with more of the book windows. We will then no longer have to rely on Gen's clumsy domes. I laugh at these plans. I sound like Atris. I'm risking my life, but I feel no fear, only anxiety. Perhaps it is the source of my nightmares. The fissure, like a great wound, is opened. It stains the Riven soil with blood. I hold the moiety knife. The voices grow so loud. For their part, the moiety have complete faith that I will accomplish my task and lead them to a better world. It is the fulfillment of their prophecy, but they are also fearful and tense. I don't know what they will think or do if I fail. It is done! It seems too good to be true. I feel like it's all still a dream. We have already evacuated all of the moiety to this new age. It is beautiful, and I am pleased. At last my people will live in safety and comfort. They stand under the bare sky, unafraid and dazzled by their freedom. They are happy. They have named it Tay. There's still much to be done. We are not protected yet. The only way to completely safeguard this place is to destroy the book which links to here from Riven. But I do not even know how to bring this up to the moiety. They will be extremely reluctant about destroying their only link to Riven. I share this hesitation. I would be cutting off my only connection, but for their sake it must be done. I am anxious to know if our activities have aroused Gen's suspicions. If so, we must act quickly. Even so, I feel that now we are impregnable. Tomorrow, I will return to Riven to see Gen's reaction for myself. But tonight, I finally rest.
A lot of answers. A lot of answers there.
Yep. That was a fun read.
Yes, it was.
Thanks for paging along with me because I was not looking at the stream at all.
You nailed it, by the way.
Thank you. I learned by listening to James Marsters read the Dresden Files for like 15 books in the series.
So this is...
My main complaint is that most of the Mist's games don't have subtitles. But thankfully most of it is not dialogue heavy. Yeah, I can definitely see that. More games need to have things... So like even the most recent Animal Crossing game, the best way to catch fish is by listening for the audio cue. Even though there is a visual cue, it's very, very subtle. And James, new audiobook coming July 14. For Dresden Files Book 16, I think you're talking about there. James and I are both major Dresden Files fans. And the next one is called, what, Peace Talks, I think? Yes. And I already have it pre-ordered on Audible.
Okay, so
yeah, so that link sound right there, the sound in this game when used for linking to Riven is a little bit sickly compared to the usual linking sound.
Mm-hmm.
There is no Black Court. I think what you mean to say is there is no Black Council. The Black Court of Vampires is very much a real thing. The Red Court of Vampires, well. One of these days, Karu, you're going to catch up in the book series and you'll be able to geek out with us.
Eventually. So, let's see. What did we learn here? Number one, yeah, the thing at the entrance, the weird little manhole cover with the lock on it. That's how we signal Atris.
Under what I would call a microscope more than a telescope, yes.
Yeah.
Because opening that would do devastating things to the Age, and if Atris is monitoring the Age from outside, that's really the only way that you can tell him.
Yep. And obviously we have to get to Gen somehow and complete our... Well, two things. A, we have to find Catherine. B, we have to trap Gen. And
Hey,
two,
I know where you can find Gen.
yeah, so do I, but in order to do that, we have to power the damn books up.
Yep.
Which I'm still not sure how to do.
The other loose end we have right now that you have been looking into, which I will say you can make progress on, is the Great Golden Dome.
Must be missing a path up to it or something, because it looks like there's nowhere else to go up there.
You have all the tools you need to reach the top of the Golden Dome. It's just you had to figure out how to do that. The one hint that I'm going to give you is that if I remember correctly, the rotating room is used in part of the solution.
Interesting. Alright, well, let us...
Also, you have the combination. You can totally pop that cork and open the fissure right now.
Yep.
If you wanted to.
But
sounds like that might be a bad ending, so...
yeah.
You want to save and get a bad ending?
Later. Later.
The two loose ends. Actually, no. There's only one loose end I can think of right now that you have that you have clues for, and that's the Golden Dome. The other one that you don't have clues for is how to reach Gen, how to power the books. James wants to mention that the stream has not stuttered at all since the last restart.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
And I can also say, yeah, I haven't mentioned it because the stream has been working fine, and I keep forgetting that it's a thing. I have not noticed any problems.
Perfect.
One thing that's always made me wonder, are they actually created the ages or dialing into parallel? Olbashi, how much do you know about the actual lore behind Riven and Mist and the whole series? Because that's answered very clearly in this game and also in the books. What tips it over from altering an existing age and seeing an entirely different one? That is answered specifically in Mist, the Book of Atris, the first of the Mist books. Writing small changes into a book changes the age, but at no point do you ever create an age. If you make major changes into an age, you will break the link with that age and link to another age that already has those changes incorporated into it. And by that I mean, people who live in the age will be able to observe the changes happening in front of them, versus linking to an age where people have not observed those changes. They have, the age has just always been that way. I have actually also not yet read the Book of Dunny. I need to, but once I do, I'm going to be sad because that is the last bit of Mist that I have not experienced for myself. Took me like 4 months to actually read the 7th Harry Potter book, for the same reason. By the way, I love the attention to detail in the shore screen with the sunners. The ocean clearly curves. A common mistake in early 3D stuff was not doing that. Huh. I never actually noticed that. That river wasn't there yesterday. That sometimes happens on Earth too, where it's just like if there's like a major storm somewhere way upstream. Where did this river come from? My dog used to be there. Oh no. The Book of Merum was released, kind of. The Book of Merum now exists as a like 5 or 6 page short story that I believe was released along with Mist 5. Maybe Mist 5 base, maybe Mist 5 special edition, as like a sleeve insert or something. They decided not to actually release it as an actual novel. I was looking into that the other day when I first mentioned it on stream, saying that it was kind of like the book version of Vaporware, and then I found out, no, it's just been canceled, and then they were like, no, let's just release a little bit, and called that the Book of Merum, so people stopped bugging us for it. As far as we're concerned at this point, with the release of Mist 5, Mist lore has concluded. Cyan Worlds also said that they might revisit the Mist canonical universe at some point in the future, but the entirety of the story regarding Atreus's family is over and done with.
I think I've done something. There was the switch on the wall in here. There's 2 in this room. One controls the big gate. That one, I don't know what it controls. I just heard noises when I threw the switch.
By the way, don't forget to activate that channel with Valve.
Yep, already did. It was going up, now it's going to the telescope.
Wonderful.
Is there a way to skip this part?
You can only skip... You cannot skip it if you're looking away from the animation, which is kind of sad. The whole reason that it's looking in this direction is to save CD space, but that also means that you can't skip it.
Yep. Okay, that's how we get back down there.
Cyan was actually not... Cyan started as an indie company, and then they actually kind of got absorbed into Ubisoft, but then they were like, nah, and they left Ubisoft. And eventually they were actually able to repurchase the Myst franchise back from Ubisoft, which I'm very thankful that they were able to do. Because Myst 3 was actually Ubisoft and licensed to Presto. Myst 4 was Ubisoft and in-house. Myst Uru was Ubisoft. And then Myst 5, I think, was just Cyan Indie. And they didn't actually retain the license. They left, and then I think they went back and got the license back after. You gonna come into the stream and be cute? You gonna be cute with us? I have mod powers. I can ban you for that now. Oh, you said regain? Sorry, I must have misread it. Well, I would ban you, but you asked me to do so, so now I'm not going to, because I know you want it. By the way, Karu, Cymek9 is another one of my friends.
Ah. Damn, I thought that was it for sure. But we can't
You
climb
are
that one.
on the right track. And I will also say, one of the levers you have to pull is hard to see.
Oh, crud. That's what that lever did. Okay.
Let me know if you get stuck.
Maybe I got an idea, actually.
Can you imagine Atris with fox ears? Why would I want to imagine Atris with fox ears?
Who? What? How? Why? What?
He's obviously much more of an ermine. Now, Gen would have fox ears. He would be like the trickster Kitsune.
Okay, I need to rotate that room so this door is open.
Yes, we are friends. NMN. Nickel metal nitride. I'm going to give you a quick hint.
Okay.
You need to start looking for levers that you haven't thrown yet.
Oh dear. Okay. So that means
Not
my,
buttons, levers.
So that means my idea was no good. For levers, huh?
Yep. I'm hoping that's not too much of a hint. I don't think that it is.
Hmm.
And I know that James said something in the chat. I'm just choosing not to acknowledge it. Or especially not read it out loud. You might have thrown the lever while I was looking at the chat, but it wasn't this lever.
I was gonna say, this just raises the catwalk up, and now I can't actually do anything here.
Yep.
The only other lever I found were the ones at the entrance to the rooms, but when I threw that one, it just closed a grate. This one.
Nope. That is not the one either. Well, those represent the different islands.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of weird game license issues, what, old bushy? id Software was never able to buy the licenses for Keen 6 or Keen Dreams, so those are forever unplayable, unviable. I've never heard of Keen Dreams.
Yep, just another game in the series.
I know that they made like a really, really horrible looking mobile game, We like a female Commander Keen. I don't care if there's a female Commander Keen, as long as there's like a multiverse reason or something to explain it. But hey, you found a lever there.
I think I see what I have to do now. I bet I can climb that one from the other side.
Well, it looks like the steps are still horizontal. It looks like it didn't tilt the steps down to make a slope like the other one did.
Yep. Okay. So now we'll use this one.
Some people say Sonic the Hedgehog is the fastest character in gaming, but no, it's the Stranger from the Myst series.
That was it. That was it.
There you go.
Don't know what I just did.
Mario is fatter than Sonic. Talking about game theories over there.
What's this?
Some of these lines are thicker than others, or darker than others.
Oh yeah. Oh, these are the island shapes. We've got the
Yeah,
L.
this is a 25 by 25 grid instead of a 5 by 5.
Hmm. Okay, this ties back into the whole color puzzle thing. So, how do you know? Oh, okay. I bet these relate to where the domes are located on each island. How the hell are we supposed to memorize that?
So, do you want me to tell you? I'm trying to think of a way that I can give you a hint that won't just give away where to go for the solution for this.
Oh, wait a second. 25 by 25 grid, the survey place. With the buttons and the shapes. And the
My
water.
lips are sealed right now, except to tell you that my lips are sealed.
I'll take that as a yes.
You can take it as my lips are sealed.
I'm taking it as a
Be
yes.
happy you're getting that much.
Okay, so, okay. I'd be willing to bet that once we figure this out and throw this switch, all the books turn on.
I'd be willing to bet that my lips are sealed.
Okay. Okay, but now we need to get back to Survey Island. Just not that way.
You ever get that feeling where you know the answer and the teacher gives you the look that says no helping?
Uh-huh.
And Old Bushy says, Ooga chaka. Ooga 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 chaka ooga ooga. Ooga chaka ooga. Ooga ooga chaka ooga ooga. I can't stop this feeling deep inside me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling. He actually just said, hooked on a feeling, I filled in the rest for him.
I always freaking loved this part when I played this game as a kid.
Oh yeah, when I first played the game and I got to this was so dazzling that I would actually write this back just to try to figure out, like, how is this coming out of my computer? Without really even understanding that it was pre-rendered FMV. Because I didn't know what pre-rendered FMV was, or that it was even possible to do on a computer. Like, I knew that this place couldn't have actually existed, so they didn't have, like, a camera. So I understood FMV, I just didn't understand, like, pre-rendered stuff. Like, to me, pre-rendered was like the graphics you get off of a TV show like Reboot.
Right. Okay, Survey Island. Survey Island. Survey Island. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm going to ask for a pseudo hint here. What's the fastest way to get there from here so I don't spend all day going the long way around?
Fastest way to Survey Island, there's a tram that leads there from...
I know there's the one that you get to out of the idol in the forest.
I think that I would just have you do that, honestly. It's only going to be like a couple minutes. So.
Okay. I thought that might be the long way around for some reason.
Let me see here.
Oh, have to boot the switch.
So, James is asking, Myst and Riven VR when? Myst, possibly never. Riven, whenever Starry expands comes out, the fan project, because they've already announced that it will have VR, and they've already, I think, even demonstrated VR.
Also, there's totally no reason not to have a VR version of Real Myst. There just isn't valid, I'm sorry.
As a game dev, VR has its own set of complications, particularly regarding the game engine here. Real Myst uses the same game engine as Uru, I think, and or maybe it's Uru using the same game engine as Real Myst. One of the two. Either way, I don't think that the actual game engine itself supports the necessary things like head tracking and real, like, game object to game object interaction as opposed to, like, mouse to game object interaction. I don't think that those are implemented in the game engine that they're using for Real Myst. They would have to report all the assets from Real Myst into a VR compatible game engine, like the one used for Abduction. Which both of them are in-house, they could probably do it. But they need the time and money for that. And as far as Vorpex is concerned, yeah, you probably could get head tracking working, but you probably would not be able to get, like, one-to-one hand to moving a lever going. You could point at a lever in VR and probably do it that way, but you wouldn't be able to, like, grab the lever and move it. Well, this is an island you haven't actually been to yet.
Yeah.
Pick an island that you've been to, that you know where the marble dome is,
I'm thinking that's what
and
this
try to
is.
figure out that location.
That kind of sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Because that's what you're trying to do, right? Figure out where all the domes are?
Right.
So go to the, hang on, not the village island. Probably the easiest one I can think of would either be Crater Island, which is the one you have selected right now.
Okay.
If you actually don't know how to recognize where the dome is on Crater Island, I recommend you go to where the dome is. I would instead pick the village island, the bottom right island. No, not the village, the temple island, which is the
The massive one.
top
right?
center.
Or yeah,
Whichever
yeah,
one has the big dome on it. Because the fire marble is right next to the big dome on the temple island, which is top center.
Okay.
It doesn't require supplementary IR sensors everywhere in the room, just 2 places in the room.
That's it right there, I think. So all the domes always kind of stick out of this thing.
Yeah, not only that, but it's a little bit smaller than one of the grid squares here. If that's what it looks like, then that also looks like something that was on the top right island.
I've got it. I see what they're doing. Each one of those grid squares in the thing in the dome is 25. 25 squares here, that's like a zoomed in version of that. So the color will go on to whichever the matching one here is.
Yes, so you're looking at a zoomed in grid, zoomed in 5x5 square, which itself is divided into 5x5. And if you put all those zoomed in squares together, you end up with a 25x25 grid, just like what you have on top of the Golden Dome. You also have 6 colors.
Yep. We were still missing a couple of those, but I think we can, since we're missing 3, so worst case we have to try 9 different things to figure out one of them.
However many.
However many. Let's say, yeah, that layout is exactly the same way, so wherever it goes on this island is going to be where it is when it matches this orientation.
James is suggesting that you pull up a paint document and create a 25x25 grid to figure out what color goes where. I would actually say instead pull up a Excel or Google Sheets document and make a 25x25 grid, and then just color the background of the cells to show which one is, or just put an X in a cell or something to show which one is where.
Okay, so it is in the top left of the second square, so yeah, how the heck am I gonna... Google Sheets is a good idea, actually.
Coder Joe, welcome. We missed you. I missed you, at least. I don't know about Karu.
Coder Joe, hey. Never mind, Novi is trying to get me in trouble again.
Oh yes, always. I am the worst co-host. I actively sabotage the stream.
So you don't happen to know of a clever way to force all of the cells in a sheet to the same size, do you?
Highlight, like click on the actual, do you know how to select an entire column at once?
Yeah, you just click on the header.
Yeah,
A
so
or the 1 or whatever.
you click on the intersection between, like, the top left corner to the left of the first column and above the first row, and it'll select the whole sheet. And then you should be able to right-click on any of the columns and rows to change that to a specific pixel size.
Oh, that is slick. I did not know about that.
Yeah, I'm a Google Sheet guru, so... So, accomplished so far on this stream, we made it to the top of the Great Golden Dome. We solved the... before that, we solved the moiety pillar puzzle and got to the moiety age Tai, or Tay, however you want to pronounce it. I gave a tear-jerking performance as I read Catherine's journal out on stream, and that was fun to do. I would say that it is at least a pretty good Golden Dome.
Alright. I'm gonna add another window in here.
Hey, we're getting some extra windows on the stream. That's why they call it Windows, you know.
Uh-huh. Okay, will you let me... Oops, I think that just blacked out everything. Untitled spreadsheet on Google Sheets. Okay, now instead of a big black box, I have a big white box.
I don't want you to have to capture your desktop if you don't have to.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Okay, so alternatively,
I got a crazy idea. What if I use a browser source? Is it smart enough to bring my edits through? Browser.
well, what I was good. Well, no, I don't think that you're going to be able to click on anything using a browser source.
Right, but what I'm
But
saying
if you have it load, yes, if you have the browser source load the Google Sheet URL, and then you make the changes in a browser window, it should carry that through.
Right. And now there's a sign-in. James Sharkbot, I only have one thing to say to that. Ugh!
There's a great greatest world. My great great grandfather once had a great that great. And I was gonna go along with that joke, but no.
Well,
Nightshade can't do wands.
he likes it to be
Nightshade
night
can
in
do
the
wands.
shade. Sorry for the delay. I'm trying to share
Wants you to
this.
sign in.
I
Okay.
need to use a
Well,
different link.
what I was going to do is I was going to send you a 25 by 25 grid image, and you could put that on the stream. And then I was going to send you a bunch of like PNGs, different colored dots, and you could just drag those on the stream itself.
There we go. Sort of.
Would that work?
Yeah, because this sort of works, but it's too... the size is all wrong.
Okay. So, if I can... If you give me like 4 minutes, I can have this created for you.
Alright. Meanwhile, let's sort of note down some of these. So let's see. This island. It's 3, 4, 5, so that's on block 2. So that's the whole purpose of this room in this really convoluted setup, basically, is to reveal the dome locations, basically. Okay, that's the right location.
Alright, so we've got...
Oh, that is a follow noise. Loviani, thank you very much for the follow. Apologies, this part isn't terribly entertaining. We're just in the middle of trying to figure out how to solve this puzzle. It's definitely our dome.
Can you show me the water control buttons, please?
There we go.
Thank you. And to stay there for just a moment.
Yep, same here, Loviana.
All right.
That's kind of why we're replaying this. Pure nostalgia and story value. I haven't touched this game since I was a little kid.
Alright, yeah, you can go and do your own thing while I finish gathering this.
Alright. Okay, Crater Island. That sound is going to get really grating after a while.
Nah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Not grating at all.
Hmm. Oh. There it is. Okay, so you are in position 5. And you are in box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. The L. That it? Okay. So that is in 4, 2. No, wait. 4, 6.
Okay, incoming picture on Discord.
Alright. I think I might have found it's been sunken in instead of poking out, but it's the only real anomaly on here.
I can just give you the answer to this one if you want.
10, 1, 12. Okay, assuming I did those right. Let me switch over to Discord.
I'm actually going to try sending you a better one in a moment.
No, that totally works, actually. That totally works. Alright, so let me check my own understanding here before I leave this area, because that would suck to have to walk all the way back here. Okay. So the little island, I said it was at 2-2. Or no. 2-1. Okay. So that would go right in there. Okay. I think I got it, dude. I just gotta figure out the colors.
So you were able to just get it?
I think so, because all of the things in that room had... they had a dome-shaped thing or some kind of other just strange anomaly in the area. And one of them I do recognize as the dome, even though I don't quite recognize the other ones.
Cool. Well, I sent you one with better borders if you want to actually put that up on the stream or something. Otherwise, just try doing it.
Let's see. Link.
Welcome to the stream, Watchdog Man.
Watchdog Man, greetings and salutations.
Coder Joe's making scree sounds, and I don't know why.
Probably because of that horrible topography room.
I was making this grid in the in Excel that I just linked over to Karu, assuming that he would put it up on the stream.
Yep, and I'm going to do that.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
Elevator, yes. Yes, thank you very much.
I am not playing the game. I am co-hosting. It is Karu that's playing the game. Just so that you know.
Screenshots and
And yeah, you definitely needed paper for this game back in the day when you couldn't just like open up a browser window on your second or third monitor and with alt tabbing crashed your whole computer.
Okay, I'm going to open up a new paint here. Save that. I'm going to paste that. And I'm going to use this here in a minute. Thank God for technology.
Yay! There's my fantastic artwork. I made that in Google Sheets and I'm realizing there's a thick line that I forgot to draw on the bottom left island. Oh well. I do want to find out how they made that animation specifically. Like if they hand animated every bit of it or if any physics was involved.
Yeah, because I think that's basically the most elaborate animation in the whole game, isn't it?
I don't know if I would say that. It definitely is the most intense animation in the whole game, but I don't know if it's the most elaborate one. I think the most elaborate one might be the elevator in the survey room shaft that goes below the water and then out of the bottom of the water.
Okay, yeah, I can see a good argument for that. Oh god, here comes the stranger again. Everybody hide.
Somehow, these gates always reminded me of breadsticks lashed together.
Breadsticks.
Yep. The wood in the game, how it's all kind of a little bit misshapen and how it's all rounded on the end, it just makes it seem like breadsticks to me. And looking back on it now, it just looks like wood, but when I first played this game, my brain was like, breadsticks, yes.
Them's breadsticks. Take another tram ride. So, I guess my question is how much screwing around am I going to have to do to figure this thing out? Let's pretend for a minute that we have no brain and we're going to brute force this puzzle because Mist encourages doing that. So we have, what, 6 colors.
Coder Show wants to remind you to have this one ready to put in the tray.
Oh, thank you. Let me just pull that
that
sleeve out of the
jewel
box.
Obashi, I have 2 copies of the 5 CD version because I saw one in a half-price books and I was like, that's a really good quality set. I need that for my collection. And then like 2 years later I saw one in a half-price books again. It was in even better condition. So now
Holy
I have...
shit. What?
Well, you know where the broadcast room is.
Yes, I do. Hey, buddy, I got a book for you. It's a real page turner. You ought to read it.
Just open the book and run at him with with the panel visible and mashed on his face.
Oh, that punk.
I don't know if he was actually in this room specifically. It's possible that he could broadcast there from other rooms.
That would make sense, but still.
The tram door opening sound is forever burned into my brain as a CD swap.
Yeah, same here. I almost hated the ride ending on the maglevs just because it meant I'd have to screw around with the discs again.
Is there a difference between the English and Japanese PlayStation versions, or even the PS version and the PC version?
I do not know.
I'm asking Coder Joe, who has recently acquired the Japanese PlayStation version. I'd like to find out if there's a difference. Maybe he was in that room, but, I mean, if so, then he's really fast at sprinting. He's very old.
Yeah, really.
Coder Joe is a hacker. If I remember correctly, you can literally just copy all the contents of all 5 CDs onto the same directory on a computer and run it that way.
Yeah, the only problem is back then I didn't have enough hard drive space for that.
Who did?
Okay, so which one's...
Like, this game was...
So
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, you're fine. So let me figure out what colors I do know here, because I only have a small handful of these. I've got green for Temple Island. I've got Crater Island is the one that's burned out. And I've got Survey Island, which is orange.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to let you figure that out while I
Forest
run
Island is red.
AFK. Chat, if you guys want to give any hints while I'm gone, since I'm the hint maestro, don't.
Okay, so which ones are which here is the question. Temple Island is green. I think it's almost actually easier just to use this. Those are Skittles and they look tasty, but something tells me it would be bad if I ate them. Okay. Survey Island was the bottom left one, I believe. The L-shaped one. And that was at 4-6. So if that one is orange, that goes here.
I'm back. I don't see any hints were given.
Good stuff.
Except for the fact that these are indeed Skittles.
Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow. Speaking of Skittles, did you know that they made an actual action RPG based on Skittles?
I did not know that.
It came out on PC, I think maybe PS2. I had it on GameCube, and it was called Darkened Sky. And nowhere on the packaging did it even hint at the possibility of it. Darkened Sky is awesome, fight me. No, Darkened Sky is awesome, and I will not fight you over that. It is better than any game based on a food franchise has any business being. And nowhere on the packaging does it say it has anything to do with Skittles. It's just that you play the game, and like close to the beginning, like the main character sees a Skittle on the ground. It's like the size of their fish. They pick it up, and it's like glowing with energy, and they get to cast magic with it. And later on, you find out that it actually is literally a Skittles. Which, by the way, singular for Skittles is Skittles.
A single Skittle is a Skittles? There's no such thing as a Skittle?
Yes. Venture Brothers was wrong when Sergeant Hatred said, a Skittle? No, it's a Skittles.
And green.
Sneak King was awesome. You know, I had that. I never played it.
One.
Wait, hang on. James, you're hoarding my entire Xbox library right now. You should stream that.
Sneak King?
Sneak King on Xbox. And I don't know if I have Darkened Sky. If I do, it's on GameCube, which James is also hanging on to for me right now, since I am currently living in a temporary establishment.
Okay. Our blank one is violet, because we have red, blue, and yellow accounted for.
If you have red, blue, and yellow accounted for, what about green and orange?
We have green and orange as well. These are actually in the correct place, I think.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, those three are not in the correct place. There's not three fire marbles on the,
yeah, I know
on the
that.
village island.
I was pointing at these two when I did that. I just pulled them off to keep them separate from this one. So if that one's violet, that is at... One...
Comment on last stream. I couldn't help but
17.
laugh when you pulled up the dome combination and there was the 25 in it. Wait.
Oh, is that combination randomized?
It must be then. I seem to remember it kind of being randomized, I just wasn't sure. But that must mean that, yeah, most people probably don't ever actually see that 25, that X square with an X in it. It's just that you happened to get that in your stream. Yeah, we have confirmation from the game master, I would say. If I'm the lore master, then Coder Joe must be the gameplay master of Riven, that indeed is randomized. So it was by chance that you got to see the 25 symbol there.
Wow, that actually was super helpful. Okay, that one is 5-9. That's red. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You go there. So I have the positions, I just don't know if I have the colors. It's just, which one is blue and which one is yellow? Those are the only two I don't know. So the one block island is at 1, 2. So let's go with blue there. And that just leaves our yellow one. Wait a minute. There were only 5 domes. There are only 5 islands, there are only 5 domes, so we have an extra color. Do we have to put them all down?
Do you want that answer?
Better question. Does this reset if I try it and my solution is wrong?
It does not reset. I was just going to say you should try it and then see if the solution is wrong.
Okay. It probably is. I think that means it's wrong because there was no change.
Well, hang on. Go ahead and pop it back open. Let me double check the solution. Because I can't remember exactly. It's possible you just have a thing in the wrong place.
Does it behave meaningfully differently once you have it correct?
I can't quite remember. Coder Joe will be able to tell us, I'm sure.
Coder Joe says looks right to me.
It actually looks right to me as well.
Okay, so I guess that means we just have to blindly go to a dome and check on it. I wish there was a way to see if that was correct or not from here. But, okay. Which way do I go to get in here again?
The difficulty of the number puzzle aside, like figuring out how the Rivenese numbers work, the puzzle that most people cite as the most difficult one in Riven is the one that you just solved.
Really? Well, yeah, I can see why. I mean, if we're sure that is correct, it's a little bit obtuse. I mean, yeah, they give you enough scraps, but then again, it's the only colored puzzle in the whole game, so that would lead naturally to relating the fire marble domes with that.
So, Coder Joe, are you saying that the way it's going to be up may be different from how it's in the original EXE? Is it possible to get 21, 435 in the original EXE?
I'd say this island has the hardest puzzle in the game on the first stream.
And I was referring to that. Sorry. I guess the tram is a bit louder than I am. I was asking if, you were saying that the way that ScumVM has that puzzle coded is different from how the original executable file has that puzzle coded, as far as how it can generate the actual combination. Well,
And we get to see if we were right.
I mean, it's possible that they disassembled it and just like borrowed that bit of code, but normally ScumVM doesn't do that, as far as I understand it. I don't know. Let's put it in the puzzle. I mean, the combination.
Yep, so we've got 25, 23, 20, 19, 5.
I thought that when you solved it, that there was like a weirdly bunched up amount on the right side compared to when I played this game originally.
Yeah, there are a lot of ones on the 19, 20, 23, 25.
Can you double check my audio on your stream, please, Karu? People are saying they're having difficulty hearing
Let me try to boost you.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as sponge.
Okay, I boosted.
I've adjusted my microphone if that helps at all.
That was not correct, Newbie. We have ourselves a black book.
You can still hear me on the Discord voice, right?
Yes.
Huh. They're saying that they can maybe hear me through your speakers or something, like on a background sound.
Odd. Let me restart the call.
Okay.
Hello?
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, how about now, everyone? I think I see what happened.
I just turned up the audio on the stream, and I hear what they're hearing. Yeah, I can hear myself now. Excellent.
Okay.
I'm sure that you must have broken something on your end.
Yeah, I accidentally brought the game audio down.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. You goofball.
Speaking of goofballs, something is not right here.
Yeah, it didn't actually activate. There's something that we're missing that I cannot remember. James says that you are a big silly Billy. I would actually say that you're more of a Sillium William, but to each their own. Also, you are not sharing the screen to me, so I see a very much lagged view on the stream right now.
Oh, let me put the screen share back on.
You Sillium William.
So, okay. I don't even know if that answer is right now. Well, let's go check it out again, I guess.
Good or Joe, can you think of anything that we missed? Preferably being coy with the way you want to provide your hint. If you have a hint. Stream is lagged by about 7 seconds or so for me right now. Kodojo is identifying the level of coyness necessary and what to say coyly. James, figure out homonyms.
Leaving the yellow out kind of strikes me as not quite right.
I know, that's one of the reasons that people say this puzzle's a little bit weird. One of the marbles will remain unused and on the right side, as weird as that sounds and feels.
It would have to. There's only 5 domes.
Alright, Coder says that there is definitely something that we missed. Or should I call you Joe? Because calling you Coder Joe is a little bit long. But yeah, apparently there is something that we missed. That's a very coy hint, but I want to leave her up to this. I want her to take the lead here. Guide our wayward soul, Joe.
Is that a button? Is that a button and a lever? Ha! I wonder why
Our
that looks
wayward
so
soul
strange.
has no guidance needed. All right, confirmed. I
Lordy.
don't know how to pronounce your name, but welcome. Thank you for arriving.
Maban 5? Possibly?
This is Karunamon streaming. I am joining him as co-host. You can call me Nuvi. We host each other. If you like the stream, maybe check out mine, because we do like to take turns. But we are playing through Riven, the sequel to Myst. Nice old 1997's... 1997's plural? What am I talking about? 1997 PC CD-ROM game from Cyan Worlds.
I would classify this as a lot harder than Myst, all things considered.
Oh yeah, this is definitely harder than Myst. But at the same time, most of the puzzles are less obtuse. Like, in Myst, there's that one book that forms out of the wood on the table.
Yeah, there hasn't been
Like a
any of
cheek
that
on the
shit.
table.
That, I still say that is Sierra Adventure game logic.
Yeah.
The ammo store, that feeling when you're logged into the wrong account.
Oh, are you Maven 5, the ammo store? Because if so, then I know who you are.
Look at my notes here again.
Yeah.
25.
The ammo store is one of my friends.
23. 20.
Small brain.
19.
Small brain moment. This game too complex for small brain. Small brain ammo store. This is a big brain game. I don't know if I'll be able to play this.
This game has a way of making me feel pretty stupid, I will say.
But it also has a way of making you feel big brain.
You do eventually
Smallest brain.
figure it out. Okay. Yes!
That was a cool effect. I liked that.
That does not look stable at all.
Yeah, it's almost like Gen can't write a page on his own.
Okay, this, to me, screams save point.
You know what? Safe bet.
Save game.
Stuff about books leading to other planets. That's about all I remembered. You watched the BF play it and you couldn't follow along at all. Well, I mean, you're kind of joining in like 60-70% of the way through the game. Love having you here, but I don't know if I want to go back and re-explain everything that happened up until now. But if you do stick around, keep in mind that the last 2 sessions are currently on Karunamon's channel in VOD format. 80%? Yeah, probably. Probably, maybe.
Okay, so here we have linking books that go over to all of the domes. So we have a hub of sorts here.
Yep. Well, I might call this a nexus.
Okay. Well,
You gonna ask your BF about what happened?
about what happened to what?
I'm asking ammo store.
Oh, sorry. Alright, let's see what... We've done something.
That was a doorbell, by the way.
Oh, wonderful. Just where I want to be when I meet this guy.
Tell me, when did Saruman the Wise...
I apologize for the cage. I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen. I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes.
I don't believe you.
I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed.
Ha!
To be sure, the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one. I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer. Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven. Many have suffered because of it.
Hard on the people of Riven.
Steadily decaying for years. But according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the 5th age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... Well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence. It seemed inevitable under the circumstances. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them. And as far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. I must admit, though, that my concerns were not entirely for her safety alone. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Although I'm sure Atris desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state. Which brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may. Thank you.
doesn't know it's a trap.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
Should I? Oh,
That's your decision.
I missed my chance.
You may need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Until then, as a token of my good intentions, I will allow you free access to my linking books, cruel though they may be, and to the rest of the Fifth Age. Please understand, there is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atris and myself.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Especially in light of what has become of Catherine. But unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the Islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it. The work I am doing is quite demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book. The switch will reset itself once you link from here.
Well, I would say he seems like a rather sane old man, but then again, Cirrus in Mist seemed rather sane as well, and we know how that worked out.
So, a few things from the chat. First of all, Gen is totally a good guy. Trust him, bro. Don't worry. Can't wait, Shepard. I'm in the middle of some calibrations. I want a sculpture of those tiny atom bomb things in the corners. He's smoking frog juice. I would like to avoid perishing for one. There were some weird audio cuts. Can I get the book back? It's a trap. Don't push the doorbell many times in a row. Do push the doorbell many times in a row. Well, if you want to, save, because save and push the doorbell many times in a row.
Why the heck not? Oh, wait.
Tom Nook comes out and says you need to pay off your loan right now.
Oh. Oh no, he said it would reset once I've linked out. I can't push the bell anymore.
Alright, well, link out and link back in.
Well, wait a minute. We haven't been to one of the islands yet.
Right.
We can from here.
I will say that Gen's theme is pretty awesome.
That it is. Alright, let's check out the fifth island. Then we can come back and mess with the guy who has us in a cage and has a gun in his hands.
Alright, stop the stream real quick. I need to clarify something.
Okay.
My turnips are my turnips and not your turnips. Alright, you can get back to what you were doing now.
Okay. Standing in front of this thing makes me be very afraid of what would happen if you tried to use this and you were exceptionally tall. get your head taken off. This is a prison of some kind. Oh no, another sound puzzle.
Don't you love the sound puzzles? I don't know what you just did to solve that, but congratulations.
No way. I am not that lucky.
Yeah, you just did it.
You made it. But how'd you get past Gen?
Shenanigans.
He must really believe I've gone mad. I know what he's doing. He's watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake. He's hoping you'll lead him back to Dunny.
Was that really the... Hold on.
Can't let Gen... Atris sent you to save me. But if Gen gets back to Dunny, he'll kill him. I think I know how to signal Atris, but it's going to take both of us. You'll have to trap Gen before you can get the combination. Be careful. Go then. If you won't help me, then I have nothing more to say.
What? I've been more confused in the last 30 seconds than I have been the entire game.
There's a weird little echo for me, so I didn't quite catch everything she said. I do wish that there were subtitles.
Yeah. I'm so confused. Remember that there's a camera here? Oh yeah, that's right. She's not coming back, is she? The ammo store. Thank you for the follow, sir.
Yeah, she doesn't have a doorbell.
Yeah. Hey, Catherine. I don't know why you left me here. I'm not working for Gen. Didn't work. Shit. Okay.
Maybe get a cup and rattle the bars.
Is there anything else I can do here, or is this literally just a prison and nothing else?
What did she actually say? Like I said, I couldn't quite catch what she said. Maybe I was muted when I said that, but there was a weird little audio echo in the stream, and I caught maybe half of what she actually told you.
And there wasn't a whole lot. She spent a whole lot of time standing there and saying, Gen is watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake. If you won't help me, then I have nothing to say. And then she walks away. I'm just about as confused as you are.
I think that you have to trap again and come back, but I'm not sure.
I guess that means we have to touch the book. I don't think there's anything else for us to do right now. $25, $23...
2019.
2019... 5. Yeah, see, I stand 6'3" in real life, and I'd be scared to death of that thing clunking me in the head as it flips over.
Yeah, I mean, I assume this is made for people who are a little bit shorter.
Okay, you know what? One more save. Alright, buddy. Let's get this over with. He gets around pretty good for an old man.
I'm relieved you've returned. I thought perhaps you had decided against it.
Kodojo was very nice and gave us a
I shall follow you.
transcription.
Here goes nothing.
What have you done?
It's
You
dark.
ruined everything.
I don't like
You
this.
ruined everything.
Oh, wait a second. Oh shit. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Perfect.
Hey, now we're on the other side of the bars.
The ultimate ruse.
He has been bamboozled.
So there are a few fun things you can do. You can ring the bell and keep wasting his time. You can also trade places with him right now if you want.
Yeah, if I poke the book, I'd let him out, wouldn't I?
Yep. But you have a save right before you did this, right?
Yes.
Let's get some endings.
Yeah, let's get some ending. I do I do have one question that kind of comes to
Don't
mind.
die.
I do have one question. So I know trap books are technically not canon. Excuse me. That being said, was it ever explained anywhere? So, okay, you trap somebody in the book, somebody else goes in, it kicks them out. Did they ever explain how to get someone out of the book without replacing them with someone?
So it is once someone is a trap book. Okay, first of all, that was never explained because it's not canon. It is a game mechanic that exists purely for a game mechanic. The truth behind a trap book is that it is simply Riven was turned into what would later be referred to as a trap book. It is an age without the materials to create a book to write your way back out of, and does not already have a way out of in it. It's basically whenever you link through a book, the book you linked through is left behind. So unless you bring a book with you when you link to that age, you have permanently stuck yourself in that age. So that's what a trap book is. It's an age without a way out. Of course, the way to get out of a trap book then is to bring a linking book with you. Just hold it in your hand, link in, and then you can use that linking book that you bring with you to get back out. That will, however, leave a way out in the age that you just went to. So if you want to actually like go into an age, make sure it's hospitable, and then link back out again, you have to do so in such a way that that book will be destroyed after you leave, such as holding it over a bottomless fissure when you link out, or jumping into a starry fissure and linking out while you're falling, so the book keeps falling and no one else can follow you.
Okay. So, what should we do next? What do we do? Do we go for Catherine? Do we annoy again?
So, since we're already right here, I think it might be fun to go ahead and get those endings out of the way. But that's up to you. We can go bug Catherine, or we can bug Gen. We've got 2 different endings we can get right now, bugging Gen.
Well, let's see what happens here.
We do have this age to explore a little bit, too.
Well, again, I'm sorry about the whole trap thing. No hard feelings, right?
I don't know exactly why you released me, but you realize, of course, that this must be the end for you. I can't take the chance that you will change your mind again. It may provide you with some solace, however, to know that with this act of self-sacrifice, you have secured your place in history. The Dani culture will be reborn. The lives of millions will be purified. Thanks to you. Farewell.
Yes, and that was actually, I think, explained in Myst, the first Myst game, but I might be wrong. The non-canonical form of a linking book, as per Coder Joe, these trap books are best explained as being incomplete links, which leave one stuck in the ethereal space between the 2 ages, with just enough room for one person. Hey, you can't just skip the credits. What about all the game developers?
We're not looking at the credits until the game is actually complete.
Alright, fine.
Also, it actually wasn't letting me exit the credits. I actually had to shut the game down. Okay. Let's poke around out here a little bit.
Before we go back in time even further and bug again until he gives up on us?
Yes, yes. There's another book that does nothing. That kind of makes you wonder where that one goes.
I'm surprised you can't move that book into your inventory.
Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Oh, that's a hologram thingy.
Kianenatsu? Shima? Shorate. Mata neta.
Also, can you reshare your screen? For some reason it stopped.
San botegan shem. Fasi.
There we go. Wonder who that was.
I can tell you. I think the Gen's journal's lying around.
Ah, yes. That's the combination.
Yep, technically you're supposed to come here before rescuing Catherine.
Ding, click, click. Okay, can I have my mouse back? Thank you.
Just so that you know, there's in a 5-digit combination with 3 entry points, there are 243 possibilities, and you managed to hit the right one.
There's no, because I don't think that was related to the pull chain, was it?
When you went up to the thing and pressed the, well, maybe. You know what? Maybe you're right.
Yeah, 'cause I
Heck.
think that would have worked anyways, because there was the combination, the three buttons, the little slide thing, and then the thing you pull to activate the elevator. I bet that once you get the combination right, the cage goes away.
Oh, Kodojo, that is correct. If you alter the book, you could allow the linking to complete, delivering the trapped person to the destination age. That is right. The way that you create a trap book, which is not canon, is you create a linking book, but you don't actually fully complete it. And the reason that Gen was so... the Atris... Which, by the way, you never did read Atris's journal, or I should say you never held it up on the screen for me to read. And we have this one to read as well, but... the way that you create a trap book is by almost finishing a linking book, omitting certain key phrases. If you rip a page out, things get fuzzy. Yes, the image goes all fuzzy.
I think that's how that works. Okay, do we want to read through this? Guessing we do.
Do you want to do it this time, or should I?
You do have a pretty good performance at reading these.
Alright. Hang on, let me take like 6 shots first. And by that I mean I'm actually going to be pulling up a transliteration.
Old Bushy asks, what if you write in alterations to people in a given age, like pulling off someone's legs?
I don't think it's ever actually explained how people do or do not exist in an existing age. I don't think that you can actually change the inhabitants of an age, only the physicality of the world. But that's just kind of my theory, a game theory.
Yamastor, can I be given wings instead? But I wanted wings.
I'll give you wings later, don't worry about it.
Ooh,
Okay.
Actually, I have one more question before we get into this thing. Can you write or make changes in the descriptive book for an age while inside that age? And is that ever done?
Unknown. I don't think that's ever actually mentioned.
Okay, anyways.
Okay.
Can you bring a descriptive book into the age it describes? Or does the book just explode like it was a bag of holding?
See, I don't know, because you can create linking books that refer back to a descriptive book. That is how you can create multiple links into a same age from different books, and they all go to the same age. And that is canon. But I don't know what happens. I know that you can take a linking book through another linking book into that age. I know that if you open the cover of a descriptive book, you see the same panel that you would see in any of the linking books associated with that descriptive book. But I don't know what happens if you hold the descriptive book and then go in through one of the linking books it describes. I assume it would either come through with no problems, which is most likely, or it would just drop to the floor, which is less likely. Anyway, this is thankfully a shorter book than Catherine's journal was.
And it's readable.
It is readable. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the 5th age. And although it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells it, she linked into the Fisher Plateau cage, as I'd guessed, when suddenly she was sat upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel had happened by at that moment.
Sounds familiar.
The luck of it all. He did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact which, if true, makes the question of why she's returned here all the more puzzling. Wait a minute. So, Catherine came here thinking that Atris was here, but if Atris isn't here, where did she get the idea that Atris was here?
Yeah, good question.
Huh. That's something that I actually can't answer, as much as I know. While I am sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that cage has ever caught, I am also filled with hope. She may yet provide me with a way back to Dunny. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the Fifth Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction. But I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of reconstructing that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I am halfway there. If not, then she is trapped in the Fifth Age, and I can assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long.
Oof.
Once again, the Great Walk has demonstrated its usefulness to me. This past week, the villages have been most difficult to manage. Apparently, they have learned of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would perhaps have captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my parent pets will no longer be in danger of perishing for lack of nourishment.
Oh dear.
The search for Catherine continues. I now deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day I more sorely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I had presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and thus were unable to extract the essential underlying principles that are, ironically, so elegantly simple. It is obvious that most of the... hang on. I'm going to take some sips real quick before I continue. Strangely, doing this voice is actually very hard. I'm no John Kest. No, I'm not. I am not, but I do my best. Bear with me. It is obvious that so much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the full meaning of the information I gave them. Josh Keston? I have no idea what you're talking about. I haven't looked at the actors. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the future I'd planned for them, then this conflict would not exist. The minds of children are much more malleable. With the proper instruction, they have developed a more appropriate posture toward the culture that gave them their lives. At times, they take to it almost as if they had a bit of Dunny blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I am quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future, the way Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could contain such knowledge responsibly, when it was quite clear that my own son could not. Atris, still, he remains, one of the greatest disappointments of my life. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned for him, he had already been poisoned as to all thoughts of the Dunny. Perhaps it was the only way she could rationalize the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of their civilization. So much destruction, so many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. I do have vague recollections of the love she had for my father and for our world, but unfortunately she was an outsider, whose ignorance of the Dunny became the catalyst for their demise. If I am able to rebuild our culture, and in the process correct such crucial weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that a new era of prosperity might someday come to pass. These last few weeks I have found myself frequently beset by images from the past. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood. the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride in each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Dunny world, but I can't bear to think of him for long. It's too much. I was too young to see such a thing. I've got her. Late last night I received word that Catherine was in the village attempting to persuade the people to join her. I'd lost 2 good men in the process, but I would have paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been taken to the prison island, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to the reason for her presence here. I've had to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows. She has adopted the most infuriating stance of answering only my questions when she answers them, but all in her native tongue. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am now quite certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her. As far as her unwillingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see without their leader. However, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come for her. That is a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he do it? It is likely that his hesitation has been due, at least in part, to his dilemma. To this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back to Dunny. There is no other way. It is late, and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife. Keta, you were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager, I sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. Damn these savages! I would be well advised to leave them all in the 5th Age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived in Riven, with a linking book to Dunny. And once again, my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher from his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage has been damaged, but it is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atris is certainly behind this. Yet how could he be so foolish as to send someone here with a linking book? Such blatancy has been like him. Could it be that he has had a change of heart? After all these years, is he finally letting his poor father go? No, he's only after one thing. Perhaps he should find her. For now, I need only to wait and observe.
Also, I think you kind of nailed it.
Thank you.
And we learned who these people are.
Yeah.
Wife and father.
I've got a sore tooth right now, and it's actually kind of hard for me to talk, but I kind of worked with it. Part of that accent was because I was like holding my mouth in that spot. And I think it actually worked out pretty well. I'm going to do that from now on if I had to voice him ever again.
Well,
I tried to read it angrily. Oh yeah, if you want to see Keta again, Atris' mother and Gen's wife, she was the lady in the imager.
¿Quién es Natsu? ¿Shima?
She is speaking Rivenese.
Mata neta. Tagamem. San Botegan Shem. Fasi.
does it ever explain what she's saying here?
Is it ready? Hi there. Thou knowest, I will love thee to 25. Kenenatsu, Shorate. Tagamem, Tashbotaigan, Shembfasi.
So,
And love thee to 25 means love you forever.
yep.
And yes, that is Dunny. Shorate is hello there in Dani. Shora is actually like the only word I know in Dani.
So you know what this means, right?
It means kabonk.
Oh, crud. I went to the wrong place.
Ha!
Whoops.
You want to go poke Gen a whole bunch and get that ending too? Or nah?
Let's do that one later. Let's actually...
Alright.
Let's actually...
That could be a bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
If you
exactly.
remember.
I have my save, so... Let's go Spring Catherine out, because now we know the combination.
It was only 2 of them. I don't remember which ones and what the combination was. Coder Joe, are you saying that we should do that entire Easter egg? Because that was an actual, like, what's the word I'm looking for? That was like a whole ARG. Oh yeah, by the way, I haven't mentioned this yet on the stream, but there is a bonkers-sized Easter egg in Riven that involved you going, like, back and forth between the game and different websites, and I think even some of them were even on different domains, not Cyan's domain, and, like, trying to decode puzzles in HTML files and crazy stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was... I don't remember what reward you get from the Easter egg. I think that certain screens in the game are replaced with, like, sketches or something.
That sounds vaguely familiar, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that Easter egg since, like, 1999. Back when it was still, like, available to do. Because obviously by now, all of those extra pages aren't there anymore.
One sec.
Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book? You did it.
How do you know that?
We're all free. You're captured again. But there's still his followers. I'm not sure what I'll do once I realize he's gone. I'll have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. You go back to the Temple Island and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as I can, but don't wait for me. Don't forget, the portal combination's in my journal. Good luck.
Did you just hear how close to the end of the game you are?
Yeah, the only thing we have left to do is to go break everything.
Yep. Have you ever broken a world before, Karu?
Only in Minecraft. Have I told you the story of why I don't play Minecraft that much anymore?
No, you haven't.
That's another time. Oh, I can't explore her room. She broke the thing. Damn. Okay, well.
I've always liked that loud bonk.
Yep.
The metal clonk sound.
What? 23. 2019. 5. here. And then I think it was this one.
Yes, that is the Temple Island.
Alright. I'm trying to think
I
of it.
still want that sculpture thing. Yeah, you could 3D print it.
Catherine was making noises about there possibly being people sent to stop us. Do we have to take like a certain path, I wonder? Okay, now that's closed off. I think I'm very definitely being herded to the only place I can go now. And so our journey ends where it began.
Yep.
Okay, so the code was in her journal. Good God, this was long. There we go.
There it is.
Okay, that is
3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
3, 4, 1. That was quick. Holy crap.
I just know what the dunny symbols are.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oop. There it is. Oh, no, I didn't want to close it. Damn it.
I think it stays unlocked.
Nope. Nice view.
My God,
It's full of
it's
stars.
full of stars.
Okay, so this has a control on it now.
Yeah, Coder Joe is just pointing out if you play these games enough, you learn to read them quickly. It's an entire bottle of space. Ooh, that sound, that groaning sound.
Yeah.
That is a warning sound baked into the physics of the world if I've ever heard one.
So it doesn't really change when we lower it. Oh, there we go. It's a bit clearer. Very ominous looking black hole type thing here. Wait, what? That's the last stop.
I think Catherine's journal. You want me to go back and just pull it back up again?
I got it right here. What's the controls for it? Step? Stop? Oh, does it have like a safety thing? Yes, it does. Okay. Once more.
Oh boy.
Oh, crap. Oh. Now we're done.
Can we get some F's in chat for the entire world?
accomplished more than I could have hoped for. You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us. This is where our paths must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday.
Wait,
You know where to find me.
Beatrice, what are you doing?
Goodbye, my friend.
Wait, so... Look into the fissure. That was my way... Ow.
Welcome to the opening for Mist. Would you like me to tell you where you land?
Now I understand. Endings and beginnings are within the fissure. That riven cleft of stars that acts as both a wall and a bridge. And though I am unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my mist book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven is closed forever, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
Nice.
Nice.
I can tell you, I know where you land. I can tell you if you like.
The opening to Mist 3.
Kind of. I want to say that's a very firm sort of yes, but not really, but yes also. You're totally correct, but not really.
I don't think a credit scroll is a better place to be than space, but I appreciate the gesture.
Coder Joe, do you think that we should tell Karu where you land? You're right.
Could spoil things. Okay, yeah. Let's just hold off.
So, I'm going to say this. You are going to want to... I've been thinking really heavily about where I want you, as the Let's Player here, to actually read the books. And normally, I would recommend that you play Mist 3, then Uru, then play Mist 4. But you can play Uru after Mist 4. There's no reason you can't. I do want you to read all 3 Mist books before you play Uru, though.
Okay.
So if you want to continue just getting through Mist 3 and then Mist 4, and then read the books and then do Uru later, you can do that. Or you can do the books and then do Mist 3 and 4, or 3 and then the books and then 4, or just whatever you want, like at the same time when you have a chance. The Book of Atris is the important one, and that one's kind of short. But Tiana and Denis will also be really nice to have already read before you actually get into Uru. You haven't finished Uru? I finished Uru like 5 times. It's one of my favorite games in the world. You know what? I wonder. Maybe you... I have to talk to Karu about this later on. But maybe we want more people to join us on Uru, since it is an online game.
Ah, that's an idea. The ammo store. My money is we land on a not space. If I ever get money, I will Uber all over the place.
Uru is okay. So Uru Complete Chronicles, the single player experience, is available on Steam. It kind of barely works on Windows 10. It's really made for like Windows XP. But Mist Online Uru Live Again is the multiplayer component, which is all there and available at no extra cost from Cyan Worlds. If you just Google Mist Online Uru Live Again. You can play this game online. You can bust out the LPC for that, but you can also play Mist Online Uru Live Again for free. It's not exactly the same experience as Uru Offline, as there are certain things that can only be done with other people, which is part of the reason why I'm going to be streaming and playing alongside Karu for that part. I won't actually be streaming. He's going to be streaming, but I'm going to be playing alongside him. But it might be fun to have some people that have been with us on these previous streams in that actual game when we do get around to streaming it. I do know that I'm going to bug Old Bushy to be in there with us, because that's actually where I met Old Bushy back when Mist Online first came out. And yeah, free is extremely expensive, always.
Hey, there ain't no such thing as a free lunch.
Except for when you don't have to pay for it.
Uh-huh. I'm going to let you know I'm going to be the worst assistant ever.
Oh, I'm going to be the assistant.
I do have to say, Novi, thank you very much. This is two unresolved threads from my childhood that have now been two loose ends that have been tied up finally. I've never actually
2 of 6
finished these games in their entirety.
Well, I enjoyed being here with you with it, and I appreciate you streaming it. Are we going to be doing a couple other endings? I think there might only be one other ending.
The one where we annoy again?
No, I'm sorry, there's 2 other endings. 3, no, hang on. Annoy again. Trap again, but don't release Catherine. Release Catherine, but don't trap again might be an ending, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think we could, because we could just immediately go pop open the Fisher as soon as we get our journal.
Yeah, we can actually just reload an early game, because the Fisher code is also randomized. And just open that up.
Okay, so I think this was before I went there the first time. Okay, we're on Temple Island. I'm just going to fast forward through all these if I can. There's also the impossible ending. What's the impossible ending?
The impossible ending? I don't know. We might need some elaboration on that. That is a bit of a chore to get without cheating. I don't know anything about it. Maybe I'll stream that if Karu doesn't want to go through with it on his stream.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Speaking of which, Joe, are you at all a fan of Outer Wilds? Not Outer Worlds. Not the Obsidian game.
Outer Wilds. Something else entirely. Okay, what?
Opening the Fisher without doing anything, so like right from the beginning of the game?
Oh, so you'd have to have known the code without having the method to know the code.
So in other words, like you could just like reload an old save after getting Catherine's journal.
Oh. There was our save from the 21st.
I know this is from before we had Catherine's journal.
Shall we see what that does? Yeah, because we don't have the trap book yet. What was the code again?
It was... Hang on, someone messaged it on chat. I'm going to scroll up. 34123.
34123.
Thanks, Ammo Store. Hey, thanks again, Ammo Store. Hey, it worked.
Nifty. Wait, what? 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Open.
Alright, mess up the safety mechanism.
Yep.
When you skip through the cutscene that ends the world. Hurry up and die already, planet.
Oh. So we just fall through and nothing else happens.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure I had seriously screwed up bad. Oh no.
Atreus is like, what kind of a fool are you?
This is the canon ending, actually. I don't think I've ever seen this ending before. I thought at the very least that this would actually be the same ending as not trapping Gen and not releasing Catherine.
And fade to black. And we
This
have
is Gen's theme
music,
playing in the
yep.
background right now.
So we can assume what? Catherine's dead, Gen's dead?
Catherine's dead, Gen's dead. The moiety are alive, trapped in Tay. The Rivenese are all dead. The Warks are all dead. The Sunners are dead. Bless them. Have some chat for the Sunners.
Yeah, I thought it would be worth a try. Rocks fall, everyone dies. The end. Okay. Gonna restart it here.
So then, if we trap Gen, don't release Catherine, and then end the world, that is a different ending.
Okay. This is if we do or we don't trap Gen.
If we do trap Gen, but then don't release Catherine, and then end the world, that's a different ending.
Okay.
Is this after you trapped Gen?
Yes. Yeah, because I lowered the cage, which I can only do from the outside. I imagine that Atreus is not going to be too pleased with this.
It just will run up to you and say, "Please insert disc 3." Where is Catherine?
I don't understand. You've captured Gin, but why did you signal me? There's no time left. The age is collapsing. I've got to get back before it's too late. Your way is clear. You're free to go home. Farewell, my friend.
Well,
Welp indeed.
you're going to want to share your screen again with me after you reset the credits. According to Coder Joe, there is a Control F5 combination you can press
Control F5.
to get to a global main menu.
Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you, thank
Alright.
you, thank you.
That was Coder Joe that said that, not me. So don't thank me, thank Coder Joe.
Yes, thank you, Coder Joe.
Thank Justice Fruit Pies. And share your screen
Wow,
with me, please.
now that is an obscure reference.
It's not that obscure. It played like every 5 minutes on Cartoon Network for like 5 years.
Yeah, but you're still like literally the only person I know that's ever said that. Okay, this one we're still in the cage.
That would mean that Gen is not trapped,
Yep, and he has our book.
which means it's time to go back to the first island and just mess everything up.
Yep. You. Actually, since it'll be faster, let's annoy again first.
All right.
Ding dong. Oh shit! Yes, it did. I keep having to resize this. Thanks again, Coder Joe.
I'm relieved you've returned. I thought perhaps you had decided against it. Here, I shall follow you directly.
Nope.
Please.
Nope.
You're free to go. But I think you should not come back unless you're willing to use the book.
Ominous. So we get one more chance. I thought for sure this would have been it.
No, they want the player to really have to bug him, I think.
Okay.
If at this point you get the bad ending, it's because you deserve to get the bad ending.
Ding dong. I was like, I swear to God if it's that guy again.
All right then, once more.
Oh, he's pissed.
The only path over
Once
to you now
more.
is through this book. Take it. You see, I have changed. There was a time when I might have let you live. made that mistake with Atris once. It's a pity you decided not to give me a second chance. Well, this time.
Well then.
Keeps making me resize it. Okay. And what was the other one again? We've let him go.
I think that you have a chance at freeing Catherine without releasing Gen.
Wait, what?
So like go from inside his cage. Oh yeah, you can like before you even come to meet Gen. Back on Tay when you're when you're in the Tay age.
Okay, yeah.
And the moiety bring you the trap book back, you can actually just go into the trap book there. Or you can pull it out of your inventory and use it before going to sea again. Hey, here's that crystal viewer that Catherine had designed.
Oh, this is new. There wasn't somebody outside last time. They were in the house, or hut, or whatever you call that thing.
I would call it a tree egg.
Tree egg, that works. There's our stuff.
What do you see out the window and the door is somewhat randomized, Gotojo says.
Ano, Mari? Una sauce, piano piano e poco si può.
Freitag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kotojo says, what you see out the window in the door is somewhat randomized. There is another trap yourself ending. That must be after we get the book, but before we go back to Sigen. After
I'm guessing that you go back to Riven.
and then hit it.
This game had more failure points than I remembered.
Yeah, actually. Though a lot of
There were
them
like 4
rely,
endings.
a lot of them rely on the player being incredibly dumb, though.
Yeah.
I guess that's a case of the dev team thinks of everything. Okay, I'll take these, but I won't mess with them.
So, Outer Wilds had a new ending patch in, and I'd like to see you do that one.
Second show, dear. What?
Okay, so we have one of his lackeys open it.
Hey, it's Cho.
And, yep, we're getting shot.
Forgive me. I don't believe we've met. I am Gen, and you must be the one whom Atris sent to trap me. I don't know where you got the brilliant idea to trap yourself in the book, but I must tell you that I am quite disappointed that it is you and not Atris who must now pay the price for this foolishness. My one wish before I die would be to see him finally assume some responsibility for his actions.
Perhaps it will happen one day. In the meantime, you have my services.
Okay. So what was the other one? I think there's one more left.
Don't trap again, but do free Catherine.
Open Catherine's prison without trapping again. Okay. That would be... I think it's this one.
Encoder Joe's happily giving us the combination to Catherine's place.
Oh.
31311.
Thank you. And Riven just crashed.
Fantastic. In that case, I'm going to be right back. 2 seconds. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Chat, if he needs a hint, go ahead and give it to him.
I think that's this one. No? Didn't work. Ding, click, ding, click, click. No, there were no 2s in it.
I've returned.
It's not letting me into the cage here. Ding, click, ding, click, click. I know for a fact that was the code.
It's possible that you can't actually free Catherine without trapping again.
Yeah, 'cause there's literally no way to know this code without getting into the room, and you can't do that without trapping again. Might not generate it until you trap again.
I'm seeing online that it's possible that the code for her prison either is not generated or is not active until after you trap again.
Maybe you need to talk to her first. That's worth a try.
Yeah, but from a game design standpoint, why would you make it so that it generates when you talk to her instead?
Good point. Though then again, they handled the case where you somehow enter the code before you have any way of knowing it. And she just takes one look at us and turns away. Nope, nothing. Well, Coder Joe is looking it up. We couldn't talk to her because she literally wouldn't even talk to us. Can't get outside. All it does is turn the books off.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that it's not possible. In worst case scenario, we can double check the code, then try it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely it. I still have it open in my notepad here.
Well...
Yeah, the code for a prison is generated when you click on the little globe.
So you can't get it without trapping again. So that's...
That's not possible then.
I don't know if that counts as the devs thought of everything, or if not, because they made it so that you can't get that ending. Did they think of it? Maybe they consciously omitted it for space reasons.
Have we cracked? No. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I think I know which one we're missing. So Gen has our trap book. We have not freed Catherine because we're still in the cage. So what happens if we go do it now?
So again, has the trap book.
And Catherine is still in prison.
Okay, yeah, we're missing that one.
Oh, went the wrong way.
Yes, but it's good that you close your doors behind you so that people can't just like wander into the room you're in.
Say what?
Hey, quick public service announcement for the chat. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 on Steam is currently free.
Oh, let's pick that up. Okay, so now Gen knows what we're doing here, and he's probably unhappy about it. Oh, no. That just dumps us. Okay. That's the same as the other ending.
I'm sure that there's an ending where Gen and Atris are both on screen at the same time.
Huh. I wonder if ScumVM is bugged.
Okay, so we got ending 9. Get the trap book before going back to Gen. Get the trap book, go back to Riven, and then touch the trap book.
Which we did. Then Gen is like, thank you, you'll be part of history.
Wait, hang on, what? Go to the Moiety Age and get the trap book. There's 3 trap book endings. Let me read these out. Let me, there we go. That'll make it easier. Touch the trap book when Keta gives it to you.
We did.
Return to Riven and touch the trap book before visiting Gen.
We did that.
Visit Gen, then get the trap book, then go back to Riven and touch the book before going back to Gen.
We did that.
No, because I think that we touched the trap book. Yes, remember Gen said he didn't we hadn't met him.
Right, that's what happens if you touch it while you're in Riven.
Yes, but there's another ending if you see him and then meet him and then go back and get the trap book, then go back to Riven and then touch the trap book. He says something else, I guess, or something.
He has the trap book though.
You
don't.
So you can meet him without getting the trap book.
Oh.
Because there were 2 loose threads that we could solve at the same time. Either the Fire Marble puzzle or the Pillar with Animals puzzle.
Son of a gun.
You can actually do the Fire Marble puzzle first, power the books, go through it, see again, come back, then go to the Moiety Age, get the trap book, go back to Riven, then touch it for the ending that you got. Or, sorry, for a different ending, or you can go to the Moiety Age, then touch the trap book without seeing again for the ending that you got.
Okay, that's the one we're missing. I might not have a good save for that one either.
Yeah, we might not. That might have to be a new game. But once the puzzles are solved and you know the skip button, it's not hard to get it. But that can be like maybe a bonus stream. Maybe we can stream that on the same day that we do the new content for Outer Wilds.
That's not a bad idea. Bonus content for the 2 main games we've done.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that idea. Also, and
let's
Riven is
see.
not opening for me, and I think that means I'm about due for a reboot.
Well, before you end the stream, which it sounds like it might be about stream ending time then, because it is now, what, midnight for you?
Yep.
I think that actually is a pretty good place to leave the stream off. And we'll keep notes of which endings we can go back and get on a later additional bonus stream. Have you opened the fissure after getting the combo, after getting the combination, but without trapping Gen?
I think that's the one I just
think so.
tried.
We just tried that, and we didn't actually get anything different. Now, the weird thing is, when we opened it, I heard the sound of someone linking in.
Same.
But it's still, yeah, okay, so you also heard it. But it still just sent us down the fissure without anything different happening. After capturing Gen in the book, touch it yourself. After capturing Gen in the book, return to the Moiety Age and touch it.
Oh. Okay, that would be a good one to try.
Let's see. Keep Ding Dong Ditching, we did that. Visit Gen, do not capture him, do not free Catherine, but go directly back and open the Star Fissure. We did not do that one. Or maybe we did. I don't know. When we loaded, we were in the cage already, but I don't think you had pressed the doorbell at that time.
No, I had, because the first thing that Gen does when you visit him the first time is take the book, and I didn't have the book anymore.
Okay. So I'm gonna make a little Google sheet over on sheets.google.com. And I'll see if I can turn this sheet into a checklist of endings that we need to get on our restream.
Yeah, there you go.
going to be Riven Outer Wilds. And that's going to be the 1.04 update ending for Outer Wilds. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and format this and make it all nice and pretty.
All right. Well, sounds like we got our plans then.
We do.
All right. Everybody, thank you very much for watching. This has been Riven, and this chapter of Riven is closed forever.
As presented by Karunamon and New Van Dybe.
Thank you
If anyone in the chat doesn't already, I'm pretty sure that everyone in the chat already knows me, but if anyone comes back and checks the restream, I'm New Van Dybe. I also stream on Twitch, and Karunamon and I tend to take turns hosting each other. So if you want to follow me, great. That's NUVANDIVE. You can subscribe to me and maybe catch me. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a hiatus and you won't ever see me online ever again. But I hope to see you on one of my streams sometimes.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Coder Joe, James Sharkbite, Old Bushy, The Ammo Store, and everybody else that watched and followed and joined us today. We appreciate it very much. Hope you had a lot of fun. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.